brought to you by, oh man, I was muted. Well, let's start that again. Well, everybody, welcome to another pregame show, SES and pregame show, where the Chicago Ravens taking on the Ocala Orbit. It's an 8 o'clock start tonight, and we are one of the first games starting tonight. We're one of three, I believe, time slots. Anyways, let's talk about tonight's starting lineup and more about last night. Well, last night or Wednesday, I guess. The Ravens got knocked around in Nippon. They did get swept. The Fighters complete the two-game sweep as they defeated the Chicago Ravens 15-4, final in 9 innings. Pikachu, or Kobe Main Lever, with the win, improves to 1-2 in the season. Leonidas does receive the loss, goes to 2-1 in the season. Nobody applicable for the save. Let's talk about some of the hitting stats here for the Chicago Ravens. Well, they did put up 11 hits. They did hit no home runs, and out of those 11 hits, they only scored 4 runs. They struck out a total of 13 times. That was no bueno. But they didn't walk. They didn't ground into any double plays, and they left 7 on base. Well, let's learn more about some of them. The key players for the Ravens, it was Leonidas, captain, my captain, going 2 for 4 in the night with 1 double, 2 RBIs. He did score 1 run thanks to Lucy's double. Now batting .344 in the season, OPS of 1.131. That was the fourth double on the season, 20th RBI for season totals as well. And we can't forget about our Dame Notre Dame Nerd, going 2 for 4, no RBIs, 1 run scored, 1 strikeout. He did get on base twice, helped create a lot of really the only scoring plays that the Ravens were able to get. Now batting .385 in the season, OPS of 965, 11 singles now, 11 runs scored. And can't forget about our hometown hero, Lucy, our SASN pick. 1 for 4 in the night with 1 double, 2 RBIs. Did strike out once at the plate. Batting now .325 in the season, OPS of 816, 6 doubles on the season. And let's look at the Fighters batting versus Chicago pitching staff. They put up 12 hits. They put up 7 runs on 12. No, not 7. Sorry, I forgot to change this. Well, I have it. It's a good thing I have it right here. Sorry about that. I forgot to change the slide. So, I do double check my stuff. Don't worry, folks. I just didn't double check this one apparently. So, they did in 8 innings. They put up 24 hits, scoring 15 runs. They only struck out a grand total of 8 times. They did leave 6 on base, and this happened also on 2 errors from Chicago. First star of the game was We Gonna Be Okay, a 5 for 5 night with 1 home run, 1 double. He was only a triple short of the cycle. He had 3 RBIs in the night, 4 runs scored. He's now batting .455 on the season with an OPS of 972. And we can't forget about the super slugger Sindo, IDK, going 3 for 3 in the night with 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 1 run scored, a batting average now of .326, OPS of 826. Now has hit 2 home runs on the season with 8 RBI. And finally, the SESN pick, it was Jin Woods, going 3 for 6 with 1 home run, 4 RBI, 2 runs scored. Now batting .452, an OPS of 1.452. That was his 4th home run in the season, 8th RBI on the season as well. And let's talk about the Ocala Orbit. The opponents were your Chicago Ravens tonight. They defeated the Philadelphia Surge 12-1 in Philly. That was on Wednesday night. Nishino with the win, now improving to 4-3 in the season. And Doogie Pirate, getting the loss, goes to 0-1 in the season. You Found Rin was the star player of the game for Ocala, going 3 for 4. Had a 2 home run game, drove in 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Now batting .500 on the season, an OPS of 1.438. That was their 4th home run of the season, so half of their home runs on the season came from 1 game alone, and 11 RBI. And we can't forget about Nuve in his groove. Star batter Newry, going 4 for 5 with 1 home run, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Now batting .438 on the season with an OPS of 1.361. That was home run number 8 on the season, RBI 21. As I close my OBS tab. And Nishino, can't forget about him, the player manager for Ocala, going 2 for 5 on the night with 1 home run. He did have 2 RBIs as well. 2 runs scored, one of them because of the home run. Now batting .462 on the season, an OPS of 1.347, 7 home runs on the season with 13 RBI. And looking at the series up ahead of us, well, tonight obviously round 1 of this 3-game series that all begins tonight, round 15 here in Ocala. Tonight, the 8 p.m. start, of course. Tomorrow night, we will be back in Chicago. That will be a 9 p.m. start. That will take place, in Chicago at Wright Field. And then round 30, so far, far into the future, the Orbit return to Wright Field. Oh, I had a good one. I should have said the rendezvous to Wright Field again. That will be at 8 p.m. start. That's round 30, though, so don't worry about that. That's far, far into the future. And let's look at tonight's start as well. For the Chicago Ravens, they're putting on their Cy Young candidate. Ninja in 9 games has a record of 5-1. Did get shaken up by Napoleon Ham on Tuesday night, but is looking to bounce back tonight. An ERA of 1.93, though it's much higher because he left during a home run. Has 34 strikeouts to 1 walk, looking for the bounce back game tonight. And for the Ocala Orbit, it's orbital season on the mound in 3 games. He has a record of 0-2, ERA of 4.0, and 20 strikeouts to no walks. They're looking to continue the roll that they're on. And let's talk about the leaderboard. Well, a lot of players are coming up, and a lot of Ravens players are staying the same. Bernie at 9 home runs, and Azer, Newbury, Ace, Leo, and a whole bunch of others tied for 8, but Leo's not on the leaderboard anymore. In terms of RBIs, Leo has fallen down to be tied for 3rd with Carter, as Ace Lord and Newbury leapfrog past them in the RBI standings, now of 21 apiece. I muted myself, so you just missed a bunch of what I said. But basically, I was talking about the talent show. Yeah, July 31st, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's on the HCBB live stage on Discord. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Malevolence on Discord. Credit to We Gonna Be Okay for the graphic. Yeah, I mean, any talent you have, whether it's singing, dancing, I don't know what possible talent you could have. Maybe, I don't know, swallowing swords that are on fire. I don't know. Any talent, really. And let's talk about some giveaways flocking to the park, Wright Field. Well, first, it's South Side Story Broadway night when the New York Bombers come to town. That will be on July 19th. That will be a Sunday game. I believe that is a 9 p.m. start. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM me on Discord. And next, Aloha Shirt Night versus the Honolulu Heat. That will be on Tuesday. That is another home game at Wright Field. So the first 30 fans will get a free Chicago Ravens Aloha shirt, courtesy of our friends over at Hardware Haven. Can you hear me now, Ancient? If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on Discord. Also, the Cowboy Rodeo Night, that will be on July 22nd. That is a Wednesday. That will be at Wright Field. please feel free to bring your cowboy hats, your cowboy boots, any, I don't know, cowboy attire that you have sitting around in your Roblox inventory. Just bring it out. I don't know if we're having a giveaway for that. We're still working on the Aloha shirt night, of course, but if we do decide to do a giveaway, we'll let you know. But it's a themed night, so make sure you guys dress up in your best cowboy attire or whatnot. No, that will wrap it up for me on the pregame show. Again, I'm joined alongside with broadcast engineer user who will not be speaking tonight. So yeah, just me and him and all of you watching at home. We can't wait. 3 big giveaways coming up. So folks, make sure you put it in your calendars. We can't wait to see you down at the ballpark again, July 19th. That will be Southside Story, better known as Broadway Night, against the New York Bombers, followed by there it is. Followed by Aloha Shirt Night on Tuesday night. That will be against the Honolulu Heat, round 23. That begins the 1-game series. That will take place on Rate Field. Gates will open about 30 minutes earlier, prior to first pitch. And Rebel and Cowboy Night against the Rebels. It's going to be a fun rodeo, so please, everyone, make sure to wear your cowboy attire. That will be a Wednesday night, July 22nd. Well, again, that wraps up the pregame show. I see Josh from HBB Network online, as well as Percent. Hey, guys, how you doing? Hi, Liam. Hope you guys are having a great evening. As we're just ready, we're getting ready as the teams are slowly picking and choosing their jersey. Looks like Chicago will go with the Road Purples, and the Orbit will go in their clean blue and white alternates. Well, yep, a Friday night start. We can't wait. I love Friday night games. They're probably some of the most fun. Last night was not the best. I had to call a 14-inning game for the Rojos and the Jailbirds in IPU. That didn't go so well for the Rojos. They did end up getting walked off in the bottom of the 14th inning, a 3-2 final in Oracle Park. But you know what? The vibes were great. It was a great game nonetheless. Everybody fought so hard, and that was just an amazing game to watch. Ancient Tough on Twitch says, this is low-key big. Well, thank you, Ancient. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Do I have any game notes for tonight? I did write some of my thoughts down. You know, it's not clicking. I mean, now the Ravens offense only put up 4 runs and 11 hits. They left 7 on base. So they would cut the lead to half. I mean, that was the story of Wednesday night. They would cut the lead to half only to give it back up the next half inning over. So tonight, looking to, change that and not give up the lead so quick. Too many errors, just cleaning up some of the stuff on the fielding. The pitching did give up a lot of runs in the first couple of innings, so learning how to adapt to what the opposing teams are seeing is really important, and it looks like Orbital is taking his warm-up lap around the mound, doing his little pitcher's ritual. Pitchers are pretty... I forgot what that word is called. Shoot. Okay, well, I forgot it. Well, it'll come back to me eventually. So, yeah, again, shaky pitching and poor at-bats. I mean, they would draw the 3-2 count, and they would watch strike 3 fly by. Just, putting a check swing out there, protecting the plate, that really helps all around. So as we're getting ready here, as starting lineups being exchanged at home plate, so yes, superstition. Thank you, Josh. That was the word I was looking for. Superstition. Yes. Pitchers are superstitious. I think I've seen one. I don't know if you guys have seen this one on Instagram, but I forgot what team. It was a collegiate guy, but he would bring a toy dinosaur to the mound. I think it was a UCLA pitcher. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he would bring a toy dinosaur to the mound every inning. The first thing he would do, he would take the dinosaur out of his pocket, place it on the mound, and then as he left the field, he would take the dinosaur, pick it up back from the mound, and walk back to the dugout. So, yeah, as we're waiting for first pitch and starting lineups, it looks like 412C will be the backstop for Orbital tonight. Again, Orbital taking the mound, batting second in the lineup. Oh yeah, starting lineups. I do have the lineup for the Orbit tonight. Leading off will be Rin, followed by Orbital. Then the catcher 412C3, Tox at fourth, Jojo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 4 at the 5 hole. Nish at 6, Newbury at 7, Malone at 8, and Drum at 9. Well, Go Yankee will be leading things off as my Roblox audio seems to be muted. Make sure this is on and make sure that's on. Okay, well, we're ready to get underway as Yankee will take his place in the batter's box. Thank you, Josh, for the 5 paid TikTok likes. You've been like the #1 reason why our TikTok channel is growing so much. And now Orbital ready. First pitch on the way, taken down low for ball 1, and we are underway. Welcome to Ravens Baseball, everybody. Morgana is joined alongside broadcast engineer user here on the 10th of July. Game starts at 8 Eastern. Now the 1-0 pitch taking a strike, so the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike here on Go Yankee. Now Orbital gets into the motion, the stretch, and the 1-1 pitch taking strike 2. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Yankee. And now Orbital gets the motion, the kick, and the 1-2 pitch taken up high, so the count evens out to 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Go Yankee. Now Orbital gets the sign from 4. The stretch, the 2-2 pitch, swinging a fly ball hit out to deep left field. The left fielder is there at the track to make the catch for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up the starting pitcher for tonight, Ninja, batting .400 through 14 games, 5 home runs, 10 RBI. Again, one of those home runs came via a walk-off home run against, I believe it was the Baltimore Ospreys. I'm not too sure. First pitch all the way to Ninja. Here she comes. It's taken for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch on the way is swung and popped up in to shallow left field. A parachutes in a base hit. So with 1 out, Ninja on first base, and that will bring up the first baseman tonight, Capital. Capital has been a key contributor to this offense, but has to sit out of a couple of games, registered to hit 24 games at the max. First pitch on the way to Capital. Here she comes. Swing and a miss. Got them all tied up inside. 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch on the way to Capital. It's taken outside. So the count evens out to 1 ball, 1 strike. Ninja on first base with 1 away here in the top of the first. We're in orbit center tonight as the 1-1 pitch here. Swinging a fly ball hit out to right field. The right fielder, Rin, now on the move. Goes to the dive to make the catch. Ninja has to retreat back to first base. So 2 down, and that'll bring up the captain, Leonidas. Do you guys have a YouTube channel I can watch this on? We have a Twitch, actually. So you can go watch us on Twitch as Leo swings and misses for strike #1. As the 0-1 pitch taken outside, so the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. But yeah, CTL, we do have a Twitch as Leo pops it up in the infield. First baseman now underneath. Waits for it to drop out the night sky, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the first inning, where after half an inning, it's the Ravens 0 and the orbit coming up. So Rin, the right fielder, leading things off tonight. Again, Ninja taking the mound, 5-1 record on the season. Looking for a bounce back after a rough game against Nippon, and that was this was Tuesday. First pitch on the way is taken, a strike, 0-1. Now here comes the set, and The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed, so now no balls and 2 strikes quickly here on Rin. So no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch on the way. It's high and up for ball 1. So the count even goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Rin. Rin hitting 2 home runs on Wednesday's night's game against the Surge. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and miss for strike number 3. 1 down here in the inning. That strikeout brought to you by Carl's Clam Chowder, the creamiest clam chowder in the Pacific Northwest. When a Chicago pitcher strikes out 12, fans are entitled to a free 12-ounce cup of Carl's Clam Chowder. Carl's Clam Chowder, the creamiest clam chowder in the Pacific Northwest. As Orbital season, the pitcher steps into the box, takes ball 1 outside, 1-0 here in Orbital. As the 1-0 pitch finds the zone, so 1-1 here on Orbital. Now Ninja gets the sign from, I believe it is Lucy. The stretch and the 1-1 pitch on the way, taken strike number 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Orbital. Ninja disengages from the mound as we take a look left to right. We'll go with the infield first. Well, it's Stowers at third, Leo at short. I believe that is BBA at second, and Capital at first. A Ninja on the mound, of course, and Lucy behind the plate catching. Over in left, who is that? I have no clue. Yankee in center and Notre Dame in right. And those lineups brought to you by Hardware Haven, customer first in Tacoma, Auburn, and Kent. As the 1-2 pitch is weakly rounded to Stowers at third. Steps up, fires to first in time for the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and that'll bring up the catcher 4-1-2 C3. So 5-3 put out in your scorecard if you're keeping score along with us at home. Again, if you guys have any questions, please make sure to leave it down in the chat, as 4-1-2 has a half-hearted swing for strike number 1. Now, Ninja gets into the motion in the stretch, and the 1-1 pitch taken for ball 1, so the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch is outside, ball 2. So the count, 2 balls and 1 strike here on 4-1-2 C3. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 away, as the 2-1 pitch on the way finds the inside edge, a strike. So the count evens out to 2 balls and 2 strikes, as Capitalists would say, deuce is wild. 4-1-2 calls time, steps out the box, now steps back in. They're ready to work. Ninja gets the sign from Lucy. And from the stretch, here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball hit into shallow infield. Leo was there, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go. The orbit in the bottom of the first. We head to the top of the second. We're still tied at 0. So leading things off will be the right fielder, Notre Dame Nerd, batting .385 on the season. He has a lot of gap doubles. First pitch on the way, taking a strike, and 0-1. So 2 identical avatars, as that pitch is outside, ball 1. So the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, the set and the 1-1 pitch taken, strike 2. Pitcher's paint on the outside edge. So the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Sorry, I'll get back to you after this game. The 1-2 pitch on the way, taken up high for ball 2. Yeah, sorry for ghosting you last night, man. I kind of fell asleep after the game. I had to do some homework, and then you know how that goes. And then if you give a mouse the cookie, the 2-2 pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball hit into shallow right center field as the second baseman Machino goes to a leap and makes the catch over his head for out number 1. So Machino, the player manager, playing second base tonight. Alitsky, oh, that's who it was. Now, in the box, he's playing left tonight. As there's a swing and a miss for strike number 1. So P4 in your scorecard, if you're keeping score with us at home. As Orbital gets goes into the motion, and now here comes the 0-1 pitch, swing and a weak pop-up that falls in front of the shortstop, now picks it up, fires across the first, not in time, an infield base hit here for Alitsky. So 1 aboard, and that'll bring up Lucy, better known as your hometown hero. Batting .325 on the season, had an RBI double on a Wednesday night. So 1 on thanks to an infield single, that'll bring up Lucy, the catcher. Now Orbital gets the sign, goes into the motion, the set, here comes the first pitch on the way, taken in the dirt for ball 1, so the count goes to 1-0. So 1-0 here on Lucy. Swing and miss, so the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. As the 1-1 pitch misses, so the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Yep. Hitters making contact early is always a good game, yeah. And so far, all 3 outs have been recorded via contact. 2 flyouts to the outfield and 1 pop-up in the infield. As the 2-1 pitch is swung and lifted into right field, it falls in front of the right fielder, in a base hit. So back-to-back base hits as Lucy gets on board first. And now, here comes Anoma, pinch hitting for somebody, I believe. I'm not sure who he's pinch hitting for. Maybe, I can't tell. Well, we'll find out the next fielding arrangement that comes around. Anoma in his signature red Sour Patch head. Sour Patch was the the theme that the team has been doing in the early part of the season. Nice to see them go back to their roots here. First pitch on the way to Anoma, taken outside for ball number 1. So the count 1-0 here on Anoma. Now the stretch, here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way to Anoma. Swung on and belted deep to center field. He has just launched us into orbit. Goodbye, baseball! Holy smokes, Anoma with a 3-run jack, and the Ravens take a 3-0 lead here in Ocala. How about that? I'm telling you, holy smokes, that thing was left on a vapor trail. I hope they sent some drones out. They might need to catch that one with a rocket. Oh, man. So 3 runs come in the top of the second inning as Stowers takes strike 1. It's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way to third baseman Stowers. It's outside. The count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Stowers plays for the San Francisco Jailbirds in IPU, undefeated this season, as there's a ground ball through the middle of the infield, a base hit up with the ball as a center fielder as he laggily gets that. There was a bit of lag on that one as Stowers safe at first base. So 1 aboard, and that'll bring up Go Yankee. 0 for 1 tonight with that fly out to left. Ryan, I wish I could calculate that, but I'm not, I don't have the stuff or the, the smarts to do that. So I wish I could, truthfully, but no, I don't. I don't have team averages, but if I had the time to calculate it, bro, I would. Don't worry. Yeah, I think it definitely dipped for sure after those first, those last two games against the opponent, swung in and fouled down the third base line, nothing in one. But it's hopefully it comes up soon. Ancient Tough says he launched it into orbit. Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you. I was working on that one. I was thinking about that one all evening, actually. Coming into the game, the 0-1 pitch taken outside. So the count evens out to 1-1 Stowers at first base with one away here in the top of the second. 3 runs come in thanks to a 3-run blast from Anoma. Now the set, here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's taken strike number 2. So 1-2 strikes here on Yankee. Now the stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Taken for strike 3 called. Frees him on the inside part of the edge. And there's 2 down as 4-1-2 bashes Yankee's face with the baseball. So 2-way. That'll bring up the starting pitcher, Ninja. 1 for 1 tonight with the single in the first inning. So that's strikeout number 1 in the books for Orbital tonight. Orbital disengages from the mound. Stowers back to first base as the throw gets away, but you cannot steal, so Stowers has to stay at first base. Now, Orbital looks in the stretch and the first pitch on the way to Ninja, taking strike 1, so nothing in 1 here on Ninja. Now here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way, swing and a foul down the first base line, so count goes now to 0-2 strikes quickly here on Ninja. Orbital looking to get out of the inning right here after already surrendering 3 runs, don't want to give up anymore. Now the 0-2 pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball, popped up right to the third baseman who makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So 3 runs coming on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the second inning where the third baseman Jojo will lead things off. So holy smokes, how about that? A 3-run jack from Anoma in the top of the second, sent it into the waterfall. That was amazing. As Jojo fouls that one down the third base line, it's 0-1. So 0-1 here on Jojo as he takes ball 1 up high. The count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. As the 1-1 pitch is swung and fouled down the left field line. So now the count 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Jojo. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The leadoff man, the pitch on the way, taken up high for ball 2. Pretty quiet start. Oh, besides that Anoma home run, yeah, pretty quiet. I mean, there were fireworks going off in the second. That's pretty good in my books. And now the stretch, the 2-2 pitch on the way to Jojo. Outside ball 3, so count goes full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jojo trying to start a battle here, trying to create a rally. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch on the way. It swung on and lifted into deep left field. It's over the head of the left fielder, Leetsky, off the wall. So rounding first, heading to second is Jojo. Now decides to head back to first. A smart choice, but a leadoff man on for the Orbit. So 1 on, and that'll bring up the second baseman and player manager, Nishino, batting .462 on the season. Looks like there was some lineup changes because now everybody moves up a slot. X-Tox did not go around to bat, so as the 1-0 pitch is taking a strike, so everything wrong in my scorecard now. Thank you to X-Tox, I appreciate it. That's ball 2 outside. Now here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a pop-up in the infield. Capital. No, Ninja underneath. They'll make it drop so they can get 2 right here. They will only get 1 to force out the second. So a 1-6 fielder's choice, as Nishino is now safe on first base. So the center fielder, Newry, 88, stepping into the box. Newry batting .443 in the season with 8 home runs. Now here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way, taking a strike, so the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Nishino on first, here with 1 away. As the 1-1 pitch is roped into left field, a base hit. Up with the balls in left fielder Elitski. They will not throw Nishino out at second base, so 2 on here for the orbit as the tying run Malone comes to the plate. So Malone, I believe, getting the start in left field tonight. Back-to-back, or 2 hits tonight for the orbit. So Ninja looks in, gets the sign. Thank you, Ryan, for the 40 roses. I appreciate it. As the 1-0 pitch taken outside, so the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes here on Malone. We're in the bottom of the second inning where the Ravens lead 3-0 thanks to a Noma home run. As there's a ground ball through the left side of the infield, a base hit. Nishino rounding third on his high horse as now he will be stopped. Bases juiced here for the orbit. When can good turn to bad turn to worse? Malone takes a bow. Here comes Drum is guilty, batting .377 on the season. So bases juice, strike 1 called. Ninja trying to get out of this jam right here. As the 0-1 pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball, hit out to deep center field. Yankee going back, hits off the track, and it bounces out the park, so it's a ground rule double. Nishino will score. Here comes Newbury on his way home, so 2 runs come on a ground rule double from Drum, and Lance is guilty now, so the Orbit have come within 1 run. Now the go-ahead run at second base. First pitch on the way to Lance taken, strike number 1. 0-1. So 2 RBI ground rule double. That thing just took a big bounce off. Off the grass out there in the warning track. The 0-1 pitch on the way taken outside. So the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. That's how many runs I want to see this game. Well, Ryan, you might have just jinxed it, buddy, because that's how many runs we might see this game. Already 3-2. That's 5 total runs here in 1 inning. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way, up high, ball 2. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Defensive changes here for the Ravens. Leo down to third, Stowers at short. Anoma in at second base. Now the stretch, the 2-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a weak ground ball. This can be 2. Leo checks home, fires to home. Now they got Malone down in a rundown. Now he heads back to home, so Malone will be out at home or third, wherever he may please to go. As they're slowly getting his stamina down, just waiting to tag him out. They will tag Malone out, and now here comes... Here it comes. Oh, shoot. And the ball is thrown away down the left field line. Drum will come in to score. So it's a error on Leonidas. He threw the ball away. Nobody was covering the bag at third base. So another run comes in. We are all knotted at 3. And here comes Rin. Mashed 2 home runs last night. So throwing error on Leonidas East. 5 in your scoreboard. I don't know. Let's see if they count that as an earned run, right? First pitch. So, I don't know how I'm gonna score that, Ryan. Strike number 1. Half-hearted swing. I guess we count it as a hit. I'm not too sure. that's interesting. As there's a ground ball right to Stour. This should end the inning. That long toss across in time. So the Orbit tied it up. 3 runs come on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 1 error, 1 left on. We head to the top of the third, all knotted at 3. So I guess you can say I don't think that run was earned. Leo threw that away. You can put E5 in your scorecard, because that was an error on Leonidas. And of course, number 2, and then 5-3 put out. Strike number 1 taken to Capital. Sorry about that, folks. I'm busy scoring whatever that debacle was in the last inning. So Capital will lead things off here in the top of the third. The first baseman for tonight, as the 0-1 pitch sails outside, so the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike here. Yeah, that's what I put. And then the run scores as the 1-1 pitch on the way, swung and fouled down the right field line, so the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Capital. And now Orbital gets into the motion this stretch, and the 1-2 pitch, swinging a weak ground ball right to Jojo at third. Steps up, fires to first in time for the first out of the inning. So 1 down, and that'll bring up the captain Leonidas. Threw away the ball back in the bottom of the second inning, which allowed the tying run to score. Looking to maybe redeem himself right here with, maybe a hit or 2 as he takes ball 1 up high, 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch on the way to Leo, taken up high, ball 2. So the count goes now to 2 balls and no strikes here on the captain. So 2 balls and no strikes now here on Leonidas. Let's see what he does here. The 2-0 pitch, taken, strike 1. So the count even goes to 2 balls and 1 strike after Leo. It will be Notre Dame, then Alitsky. Now, the stretch and the 2-1 pitch on the way, taken for strike 2. Pitcher's paint on the outside edge. So now the count evens out to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Ryan, 1 strikeout for the Orbit pitching staff and 1 strikeout for the Ravens pitching staff, as there's ball 3 inside. So count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 away. We're in the top of the third, all tied at 3, thanks to some shenanigans back in the bottom of the second inning. Now, the set and the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Put him away with the slow curve high for strike number 3. There's strikeout number 2 for Orbital. 2 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Notre Dame Nerd. So 2 down as Notre Dame takes ball 1 outside. The count 1-0. Hey, B. Clark, how you doing tonight? Hey Coleman, how you doing? Now the stretch, the 1-0 pitch, taken, strike 1, so the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the stretch and the 1-1 pitch on the way to Notre Dame, outside, ball 2, so the count 2 balls and 1 strike here on Notre Dame. Ryan says he wants to see another home run. The 2-1 pitch on the way, swinging a line drive down the left field line, but just foul. So the count evens out now to 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Notre Dame. So deuce is wild here, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, as the 2-2 pitch on the way from Orbital. Here she comes, swing and a miss, put him away with an off-speed outside, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Ravens in the top of the third, we get to the bottom of the third. Still tied at 3. So strikeout number 3 for Orbital tonight. Ninja goes back to the mound, looking to work looking to turn a quick scoreless inning after allowing 5 hits back in the bottom of the second and 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. NDC says, I wish I could play. Well, if you go through IPU, I bet you could play. So we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, all tied at 3. Pitcher Orbital steps in 0 for 1 tonight. First pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball into shallow left field. Leo picks it up, fires on to first in time for the first out of the inning. So 1 down, that'll bring up the catcher, 4-1-2, C3. So the catcher, 4-1-2, stands in as he laces that one in to shallow right field, but Anoma out there runs it down and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. That will bring up the third baseman, Jojo. For 1 tonight with the infield single. First pitch on the way to Jojo, swinging a foul out of play, and that was ropes down the left field line. Just was fouled though, so 0-1 here on Jojo. As the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, so now no balls and 2 strikes here on Jojo. So no balls, 2 strikes, the stretch and the pitch. Swinging a fly ball hit into foul territory. Stowers is there. He makes the catch, and that will retire the side. A quick 1-2-3 inning from the Orbit in the bottom of the 3rd. We get to the top of the 4th. Still tied at 3 as the left fielder Elitski will lead things off. I'm going to eat and do some stuff. Hopefully I make it back in time before that game ends. Good luck. Thank you, Ryan. What is IPU? NDC, that's the Inexperienced Players Union. Have a great dinner, Ryan. So left fielder Elitski leading things off here in the top of the 4th. Tight score at 3. After a 3-run blast from Anoma and a 2 RBI ground rule double and an error by Leonidas. So as we're waiting for Orbital to get set on the mound. As Elitski takes ball 1 up high and inside, so the count 1-0 here on Elitski. Hi 48V, how you doing tonight? Now Orbital gets into the motion, the sign, the 1-0 pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball hit down the left field line, but it goes foul, so the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Hey Bentley, how you doing? Did you have baseball today? Now here comes the set, and the 1-1 pitch on the way to Elitski is taken for strike number 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Elitski. Following Elitski, it's Lucy, then Anoma. Anoma, who had the 3-run home run, the stretch on the 1-2 pitch up high. Count evens out to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 here on Elitski. Thank you, NDC, for the likes, and Bentley too. Now the stretch, the 2-2 pitch on the way to Elitski. Swing and a miss from away with the slow curve for out number 2. So out number 1, sorry. So 1 down, that'll bring up Lucy. 1 for 1 tonight with a single. Did score a run. Thanks to that 3-run Anoma home run. Strikeout number 4 for Orbital tonight, as the third baseman Jojo was AFK, but it doesn't matter. He makes the catch for out number 2. So quickly 2 down, and that'll bring up Anoma, who hit that 3-run nuke last time. Can he do it again? as Anoma swings and drives that one right to the first baseman Drum for out number 3, and that will retire the side. Another 1-2-3 worked by Orbital. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning, still tied at 3. NDC says, can I still play if I'm on mobile? Yeah, you just got to join the group and be recruited, as Nishino, the second baseman, will lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Ninja at 42 pitches already. As he takes ball 1 inside. So 1-0 here on Nish. Hey Derek Adams, how you doing? As there's ball 2 inside. So now the count 2 balls and no strikes here on Nishino. Following Nishino be Nuvri, then Malone, and then Drum. Hey Logan, how you doing? 2-0, taking a strike. So now 2 balls and 1 strike here on Nishino. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging a weak ground ball foul. Hit down the first base line. The count evens out to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 here on Nishino. Leadoff man. 5-6-7 up for the Orbit as he takes ball 3 inside. So count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man Nishino. Now Ninja comes back again. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and belted. Hit out to deep center field. It's a splash down in Ocala. 4-3 Orbit lead. Oh my goodness. Well, he just muscled that out of there. A 3-2 pitch. And now a 4-3 Orbit lead. Oh my goodness. So the first man of the 4th inning takes a round trip around the bases as he gives his team the 4-3 lead, the player manager for Ocala. And here comes Nuvri. 8 home runs on the season, tied for 2nd place with Leonidas. Or no, sorry, in 2nd place with 8 home runs. Hey Swifty, how you doing? First pitch on the way, taken, strike number 1. It's 0-1. So 0-1 here on Nuvri. This pitch on the way, swing, the miss. Now no balls and 2 strikes quickly here on Nuvri. The 0-2 pitch, check swing, it's inside, didn't go around. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the center fielder Nuvri. As the 1-2 pitch on the way is roped right to Anoma at 2nd base for the first out of the inning. So 1 down. That brings up Drum is guilty, or Malone is guilty, sorry. So 1 down here in the inning, 1 run in thanks to a solo blast from Nishino. The left fielder Malone steps in looking to potentially do some more damage right here. First pitch on the way to Ninja, taking ball 1 outside, so 1-0 here on Malone. Again, if you guys have any questions, please make sure to leave it in the chat. I will do my best to read them as soon as possible. Ninja disengages from the mound and didn't like that pitch. So after throwing a scoreless 3rd, he gives up a solo home run in the bottom of the 4th on a 3-2 pitch to Nishino. Now the stretch and the 1-0 pitch on the way to Malone. Swinging a fly ball, roped out to deep right field. Notre Dame on the run, goes to a dive, and he does not make the catch. It phases through the wall, so a ground rule double for Malone is guilty, and that will bring up Drum. Drum 1 for 1 tonight that had the ground rule 2 RBI double. So ground rule double here for Malone as Drum sends that into shallow left field. A base hit. Drops in front of Malitsky. Here comes Malone making the turn at 3rd now. Halts back to 3rd base. So runners parked on the corners here for Lance. So 2 on the corners with 1 away. Ninja looking to turn maybe a double play right here. Get out the jam. Stretch, first pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball down the left field line. It is hooking foul. Nothing in 1. Oh boy, that had the distance, but it just snuck foul. Now the stretch of the 0-1 pitch on the way. Check swing, it's in the dirt, ball 1. So the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. The goat always wins, says Hey Daddy. Hi Goat, how you doing? Capital Stowers playing in, looking for the double play right here. The stretch, the 1-1 pitch, swinging a fly ball, hit into right field. Notre Dame on his track. It is off the wall and it is gone. A 3-run blast from Lance. And right now it is a 7-4 Ocala lead. Oh my goodness, how about that? So shaky pitching by the Ravens. They surrender 4 more runs as everyone takes a trip to the mound to congratulate Ninja. As they laugh and they scamper off, they all stomp on home plate. It's 7-4 Ocala. So bad turns to worse, turns to unbearable. So now 4 runs come in on 4 hits. Three-run nuke from the bat of Lance, the shortstop. Pitch on the way to Rin on the way. Swung and line in to left center field. It's off the wall. Anoma was AFK. Everyone is AFK out in the outfield. What are we doing? Rin will have an easy triple, maybe a shot of an inside the park home run. The throw comes into Leo as Rin is safe at third. So a 1-out triple, and here comes the pitcher Orbital. Ocala looking to break it open right here. A 7-3 Ocala lead as things turn from good to very ugly. Two home runs in this inning. One from Lance, one from Nishino. Orbital looking to bunt. Ran in. Again, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now the Orbit have a 7-4 lead. In the stretch and the first pitch on the way to Orbital. Swinging a little bunt. This is a good bunt. Down the first base line. Rin will score easily. The throw down to first in time. A sacrifice bunt scoring Rin from third base. It's a 8-3 lead now in Ocala. So a bunt down the first base line, 2 away. But that does score Rin from third base. So another big run in here for Ocala. Hi Caleb, how you doing? First pitch on the way to 4-1-2C. Here she comes. It's outside, ball 1. So the count 1-0. So you thought allowing Nishino to homer was the worst it could get this inning, but things quickly turned sour. 4 more base runners reach as 4 more runs come in. Now the stretch, the 1-0 pitch on the way. It's taken for strike 1. So the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike here on 4-1-2. Now the set, the 1-1 pitch on the way, taken down low, ball 2. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. In the top of the 5th, it'll be Stowers, then Yankee, then Ninja. So now the set, here comes a 2-1 pitch on the way to 4-1-2. It is outside, ball 3. So now count 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 away. Ninja giving up 5 runs this inning, looking to bear down right here. Now Ninja looks in, gets the sign from Lucy, the stretch, the 3-1 pitch on the way, swing and a foul down the first base line. So the count full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 5 runs in on 4 base hits, 1 sac bunt, and Ninja looking to get out the jam right here. Here's the stretch and the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball hit into center field. Anoma tracks it down at the track, makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So 5 runs come on 4 hits, no errors, and none left on. We head to the top of the 5th, where the Ravens now trail 8-3 against the Ocala Orbit. As Stowers takes strike number 1. Stowers 1 for 1 tonight with a single back in the 2nd. As the 0-1 pitch in the way, taken for strike 2. So now no balls and 2 strikes here on Stowers. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Put him away with an off-speed inside. Got him handcuffed for the first out of the inning. So 1 down, and that'll bring up the leadoff man. Gil Yankee 0 for 2 tonight with a fly out to left and a strikeout looking. So if the Ravens want to win this one, they need to start a comeback now. First pitch on the way to Yankee. Swinging a fly ball down the left field line. It's dropping, it's down, a base hit. Up with the ball's left fielder. Lance a throw into second base. Yankee at first base with a 1-out single. So 1 out, and that will bring up Ninja. 1 for 2 tonight with the week. With a single, looking to potentially get some runs back right here. The first pitch on the way, taken inside, ball 1. So the count 1-0 here on Ninja. And the 1-0 pitch on the way, swing and a pop up in the infield. The shortstop Lance is there. Now Jojo out there. Jojo makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down. That'll bring up the first baseman Capital. 0 for 2 tonight. They have been cooled at the plate. First pitch on the way, Capital taken outside for ball number 1. So 1-0 here on Capital. You allow 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th. The worst you can do is go quietly here in the 5th. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball hit into the shallow left field. Jojo coming out. Lance coming in. It drops in between everybody. It's a 7-5 sandwich. Anoma safe at first base. And that will bring up the captain, Leonidas. Holy smokes, how about that? Well, Leo was the one who had that error which allowed, I believe it was Drum to score from second base after the ball thrown away. So now, looking for some redemption maybe right here. 1 ball and no strikes here on Leo as Orbital disengages. He runs Capital back down to the bag. So 1 ball and no strikes. Capital at first, Yankee at second. Walking Bucket says Jojo so booty. Hey, he's made a couple of good plays tonight. Down the stretch, the 1-0 pitch on the way to Leo, taken for a strike. So the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Yankee at second. Capital at first. Ravens trail by 5. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and belted! Deep to left field! It is gone! Oh, Captain, my Captain! A 3-run blast from the bat of the player manager Leonidas, and it's now a 2-run game here in Ocala. Holy smokes, how about that? Leo sat on that 1-1 pitch and he sent it out to the box seats in left field. It's a 2-run game here in Ocala. So how about that? Some life in this Ravens lineup. Like I said, you know, from Wednesday night's game and Tuesday night's game, They were trying to start comebacks. They started them too late. You need to take action as soon as they score runs, and just like that, you have put yourself back into the ball game. It's now a 2-run game. First pitch on the way to Notre Dame, taken high and outside, ball 1. So the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes here in Notre Dame. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. A 3-run blast from Leonidas has brought this game to within 2 runs. Now, Orbital looks in, gets the sign from 4-1-2 as he disengages from the mound. Throws down second base to get a new baseball. He didn't like that one. Home run number 8 on the season for Leonidas. RBIs number 22, 23, and 24. Now, Orbital looks in, gets the sign, the stretch, the 1-0 pitch on the way to Notre Dame. Swinging a line drive down the left field line. Lance on the run, will not get there. It falls in, a base hit. Notre Dame safe at first. A 2-out single here as the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Alitsky. Holy smokes, how about that? Yeah, they blew up in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch on the way to Alitsky. Swing and a miss. 0-1. High heat. And then Leonidas hits a 3-run home run. Ryan, you missed that too. Now the stretch. The 0-1 pitch on the way to Alitsky. Taken outside. Count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike here on the left fielder Alitsky. Now here comes the stretch, the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Oh, that was some lag right there. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Orbital looking to get out of the inning right here. Alitsky looking to keep this inning alive. Now the stretch and the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. High heat fastball got him for strike number 3, but not before. The Ravens put on 3 runs thanks to 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning where the Orbit lead 8-6 over the Ravens. So Ninja will face Jojo, the 3rd baseman, leading things off here. Oh, you saw the home run. Yeah, that was pretty good, huh? First pitch on the way to Jojo. Swing and a ground ball foul down the 3rd base line. 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch taken outside. So count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Ninja at 68 pitches already. As the 1-1 pitch is swung and lifted down the left field line, it is going foul. As it drops in foul territory, Stowers cannot get there, so the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Jojo. Oh, you got some mint chocolate chip ice cream? That's nice, Ryan. Sitting back and watching, that's always nice. Now the stretch. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way to Jojo. Swinging a fly ball, hit down the right field line, but hit foul. So we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the leadoff man, Jojo. Ninja looks in, gets the sign, the stretch. The 1-2 pitch on the way, up high, ball 2. So count evens out to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here on Jojo. Now the stretch. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball, bounces off the mound, right over Anoma's head into center field. Wow, a wonky bounce allows Jojo to reach base safely. There's 1 on for the second baseman Nishino, who nuked 1 into center field to give the Orbit at the time a 4-3 lead. Are some of the promotions real for SBC? Ryan, well, no, we make them up, but the giveaways and stuff, those are real. As Nishino takes ball 1 down low. So Nishino hit that big solo home run in the bottom of the 4th. That started that 5-run parade. Ninja trying to maybe go to double play right here. The 1-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, hit popped up in the infield. Stowers there to make the catch for the first out of the inning. So 1 away. That will bring up the home run slugger, Newvery, 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a flyout. P5 in your scorecard if you're keeping score with us at home. First pitch on the way, taken for ball 1, up high. 1-0. Ryan says $5 on me for the first lucky fan who says the word zebra. Well, there you go. Lucky word zebra. The 1-0 pitch on the way, taken for strike 1. So the count gives up to 1 ball and 1 strike. Here with Jojo at first base and 1 away. Maybe Ninja trying to get a double play right here. Now the stretch, the 1-1 pitch on the way. It's outside ball 2. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to the center fielder, Newvery. As the 2-1 finds the zone, strike called. So now the count evens out to 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ninja may be looking to turn 2 right here. Fielders in double play depth. Now the stretch and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball foul down the third base line. So we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on and 1 away. Here in a game where the Ravens trail by 2 against the Ocala Orbit. Now Ninja comes set. And again, the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Line drive over the head of a leaping Leonidas into left field. A base hit, and he gets past Alitsky. Rolls all the way to the wall. Now Alitsky up with the ball. Jojo will get down to third. Newvery in at second base, sliding safe. So a 1-out double as Newvery gets down to second. It'll be Jojo down to third. Here comes Malone, 2 for 2 tonight. So again, things turning from bad to worse. Prime example. First pitch on the way, taken, a strike, and nothing in 1. So they're swapping positions again. Leo down to third. Stowers back to short. As the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed, so now no balls and 2 strikes here on Malone. What would you say is your favorite thing about broadcasting? The 0-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Ring him up on the outside edge. Pitcher's paint. And there's 2 down here in the inning. Ryan, I would say my favorite part about broadcasting is just bringing fans into the park, being able to experience, the players play, and, just watching all the great things with me happen. Watching the home runs, the strikeouts, crazy double plays, just taking the viewers through that same experience with me. The 1-0 is taken up high, ball number 2. So 2-0 here on Drum, the first baseman. So 2 balls, no strikes. Jojo at third, Newvery at second base. Now the stretch, here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Now on Drum. Hi Berserk, thank you for liking the live. How you doing tonight? Now, Ninja set the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a pop-up behind home plate. But no catcher is there to make the catch. Oh, man. So some more defensive replacements. Ravens playing shorthanded. Oh, that's good, Berserk. Hope you're having a great night tonight. Ravens playing shorthanded. Now Lucy moves to third base to stretch. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball right to Anoma. This should do it. The toss to first in time for the final out of the inning. So no runs come on 2 hits, no errors. 2 left on. We head to the top of the 6th, where guess what? The Ravens trail by 2. So 4-3 in your scorecard if you're keeping score along with us at home. For out number 3, 2 left on base, 5 complete innings there for Ninja. Orbital still on the mound, working with 75 pitches, surrendered 6 runs tonight. Maybe Lucy looking to get home run number 1 in the season right here. Again, Ravens playing shorthanded. Stowers left the game. As Lucy takes strike number 1, 0-1. Ryan says, that boy Berserk back here again. Yes, he is, Ryan. Berserk, thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. Now here comes the set and the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Got Lucy all tied up. So now no balls and 2 strikes. Quickly here on Lucy. So 7, 8, 9 coming up in the order as the 0-2 pitch on the way is taken inside for ball number 1. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Lucy. Ryan says, hopefully we don't go into extras. I'm trying to sleep this time. Yeah, I feel you. Hopefully the Ravens can get this all taken care of. Now the stretch, the 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul down the third base line. So we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the leadoff man, Lucy. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The leadoff man, Lucy, they'll stretch the pitch on the way outside. Count evens out to 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Lucy. Dirk says, yeah, that was crazy. Yes, it was. I almost lost my voice. I still feel it tonight a little bit. Now, again, the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Put her away with the slow curve for out number 1. As up steps Anoma, hit that home run back in the second inning to give the Ravens a 3-0 lead. Of course, that lead would disintegrate thanks to some poor fielding from everybody. Anoma flew out weakly in his last at bat as he takes strike 1. It's 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike here on Anoma. Here comes, again, the 0-1 pitch inside, so the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out. Here in the top of the 6th, Ravens running out of outs if they want to try and take the lead right here. It's Anoma, then Stowers, but I don't know if there will be a replacement for Stowers because he left the game. Now here comes the set and the 1-1 pitch on the way to Anoma. Swinging a fly ball, hit out to deep left field. Has he done it again? Yes, he has. A multi-homer game for the second baseman Anoma, and it is now a 1-run game here in Ocala. How about that? A 1-run game here for the Ravens. Anoma's second home run of the night. It's a 7-8 Ocala lead. So Stowers now back in the lineup after taking a momentary leave that forced Lucy to play at third. So I think it will be probably Lucy back behind the plate now. Stowers back to third. Yep, Berserk, that was his second home run of the night. Hit a 3-run home run in the top of the 7th inning. So now a 1-run game as Stowers takes strike number 1, 0-1. The end is near for Orbital at 85 pitches already. Here comes the stretch and the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Slider in the dirt for strike 2. So now no balls and 2 strikes quickly here on Stowers. And now the set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Put him away with an outside pitch and 2 down here in the inning. Strikeout number 8 on the night for Orbital. Ryan says, if you have no fans, me and Berserk are almost there. I appreciate it, guys. You guys are the best. As Yankee pops it up weakly in the infield. Lance is there to make the diving catch and retire the side. So 1 run comes on 1 hit. A solo blast by Anoma. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning where it's now a 1-run game. The Ocala Orbit 8. The Chicago Ravens 7. So yes, Stowers back at short, Lucy back behind the plate. I mean, not at short, at third. Lucy back behind the plate. Leo back at short. As lands quickly, pops out to Capital at first. So 1 up, 1 pitch, and 1 away. That will bring up Rin. Had that triple scored on the sac bunt. So pop P3 in your scorecard if you're keeping score along with us at home. Ninja, 89 pitches already. Thank you, Berserk. What's the highest scoring game you broadcasted? First person away, swung on and grounded down the third base line, and nothing in one. What's the longest game or the highest scoring game? I think it was like 14 to 10 or something. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and lined into left field, down the left field line. A fair ball rolls all the way to the wall. So Rin will have an easy double here as up with the balls the left fielder Elitsky. The throw not nearly in time. So 1 out double as Ocala Orbit look to tack on some insurance runs. So one away and 1 on. That will bring up Orbital, the pitcher, 0 for 2 tonight. Second extra base hit by Rin tonight. First pitch on the way to Orbital. Here she comes. Taken up high, ball 1. But yeah, I think, Ryan, it was like 14 to 10 or something. This was season 27. It was a Seattle Sonics taking on the San Francisco Jailbirds in the 1-0. Out up high and away for ball 2. So 2-0 now in Orbital. There was about like 6 home runs or something that game combined. It was very crazy. I called on 9 innings. My partner Capitalist was there, but he was only there for color as Ninja disengages. We had a different system back then because, you know, I couldn't make all the weeknight games, so he would be covering that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're getting close. It's 8-7, so just like 10 runs short as he fouls that one down the third base line. So now 2 balls and 1 strikes here on Orbital. After Orbital, it will be the catcher 4-1-2, then Jojo, then Nishino. And now, Ninja gets into the motion. The 2-1 pitch, taken, strike 2. Throw down to second base, not in time. So the count evens out now to 2 balls and 2 strikes, here with 1 out. The stretch, and here comes. No, Ninja disengages, looks back to second base. So now, here we go again. Now, the stretch, here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way to Orbital. Swing and a weak fly into shallow right field. Capital makes the leap and makes the catch for out number 2. Throw comes into second. Leo there to cut it off. So 2 down. That'll bring up the catcher 4-1-2 C3. So, friend, if you're enjoying the stream, Strike One called. Please make sure to follow. Please make sure to like. Please make sure to share this with all your friends. Anyone who you think would be interested. We want to get this content out to more people, though, and pitch on the way. Taken strike 2. So now no balls and 2 strikes here on the catcher 4-1-2. And it would really help us if you could share this, if you can like this. Just help us push this out to more people, more amazing people like you. Now the stretch, the 0-2 pitch on the way. Inside ball 1. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, set the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a weak fly right to Capital, a 1-hopper. He'll take it to the bag himself for final out of the inning. So we head to the 7th inning stretch where the Ravens need 1 run to tie, 2 to take the lead. As the Orbit take the field, Ninja, the starting pitcher for tonight for the Ravens, will lead things off. Sorry about that, the silence, folks. I had to go drink some water. I am parched right now. Ryan says lots of contact today. Yes, indeed, a lot of contact today, unless you're the Ravens. 8 strikeouts tonight and counting. Berserk says, I wonder if the Ravens are going to clutch up and win. I hope so. I hope so. First pitch on the way, taken inside for a strike. 0-1. So, all you really need is a bloop and a blast, and you can possibly take the lead. Or a blast and a blast works fine, too. Now, Orbital set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way to Ninja. Up high, ball 1. So the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, don't forget, folks, that July 19th is South Side Story or Broadway night for the Ravens at right field as they take on the New York Bombers. So don't forget to miss that. You can get your tickets at www.ravens/promotions. Now, Orbital already at 90 pitches, pitch 91 incoming on this 1-1 pitch. Outside ball 2, so the count goes to 2-1. Looked like he used a little exertion on that one. So 2-1 here on Ninja. This will most likely be the end of the line for Orbital. This last couple batters, the 2-1 pitch on the way, taken up high, ball 3. So Ninja trying to create some sort of battle here. 3 balls on 1 strike. It'll be Ninja, then Capital, then Oh Captain, My Captain, Leonidas. Here comes the stretch and the 3-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss early on that one. Tried to swing for the fences there. So count goes full of 3 balls on 2 strikes. Pitch 94 on the way to Ninja. Ryan says, does it come with a gosh darn concert? With the ticket, the 3-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 swinging. A half-hearted swing and a slider in the dirt. And there's 1 away here for Capital. Ryan, it will come with a bunch of music and fun memories and, you know, I don't know. I'll send you a poster maybe. Strikeout number 9 on the night for Orbital as Capital takes ball 1 outside. Someone says LOL. Ryan says, at least someone thinks I'm funny. I think you're funny, Ryan. Sorry, I was busy calling the game. Now, the stretch, here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way to Capital. Swung on and belted! Deep to right center field! Tie game! Goodbye, baseball! Holy smokes! Capital send one to the second deck. We're all knotted at 8. Holy smokes, the clutch first baseman, Capital, can only play 24 games this season, but guess what? He's really making this one count. We're all knotted here at 8. Holy smokes, and just like that, that will knock out Orbital from the game. So the final blow dealt by Capital. We're all squared at 8 apiece. So Orbital will now play first. It'll be Jojo taking the mound. Everyone playing musical chairs around there in the field. So Nishino down to catch. Oh my gosh, how am I going to remember all of this? So Drum now takes the mound. That will end Orbital's night. These Ravens have some good power hitters. Yeah, I think they rely a little too much on the home run ball. Home run number 4 on the night for the Ravens as Leo takes strike 1. 0-1. So 0-1 here to Leonidas. Up high, ball 1. Count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Leonidas 1 for 3 tonight with a 3-run home run. Has not had a multi-homer game this season. Always a possibility, though. You never know. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As 1 run comes in thanks to a solo blast from Capital. We're all knotted at 8. As Leo grounds a weak ball right to Jojo at third. The flip to first in time for the second out of the inning. So 2 away. That will bring up Notre Dame Nerve. As he takes strike 1, it's 0-1. Is that not a band, Annie? Ryan, I have no clue what the band animations are. I already know a couple like Randy Johnson, but I don't know all the band animations. Strike 2 called, so now no balls and 2 strikes quickly here in Notre Dame. Drum looking to sit down to the side right here. Hi, Stay Blessed. How you doing tonight? Now, Drum looks in, goes into the motion, the 0-2 pitch, check swing, it's up high, ball 1. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, I'm the only mod here, so I'm not sure. I don't make those calls though, Ryan. The 1-2 pitch, outside, ball 2, so the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stay Blessed says, doing good. How about you, bro? I'm doing great. I hope you're enjoying your Friday evening, too. Thank you for joining me here tonight in this game. All tied at 8 after a solo blast from Capital. Now the stretch, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a pop in the infield. Orbital going out. Nishino going out. It drops in the Bermuda Triangle, foul. Nobody can get it, so we'll do it again. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 1 run in thanks to a solo blast from Capital. We're all tied at 8. Pitch number 9. Hey, Notre Dame hasn't hit a home run this season. Maybe things can change right here. Looking forward to tuning in today. Well, thank you so much, Blessed. And you know, what would really help is if you could give us a follow, just give us a couple likes on this thing to help us push it out to more people. It's a 2-2 pitch taken high and outside. So full count here on Notre Dame. Berserk says HCBB needs more love. Yes, I agree. HCBB is very underrated. It's a very, I would say, niche community here on Roblox. As the 3-2 pitch on the way to Notre Dame. Swing, and there's a pop-up. Orbital should get it this time. As instead it will drop in, and now Orbital will take it to the bag himself for the final out of the inning. So 1 run comes on 1 hit thanks to a solo blast from the first baseman Capital. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, all tied at 8. So 3 unassisted in your scorecard tonight. As Drum retires the first 2 batters he sees. Looks like we will have a new pitcher here for the Ravens as more substitutions are being made. Leo going to the dugout. Vada or Setler might come in. I can't tell. That looks like Lucy. Yeah, Lucy going back behind the plate. Setler coming out in relief. And Ninja is out of the game now. So yes, it will be Setler coming in to take over for Ninja. Will get you his final line score soon. Let me just punch this in to the scorecard real quick. That ends Ninja's night, of course. Fielding arrangements, though, practically stay the same. Everybody except Ninja. As Jojo steps into the box. As no, oh, it might be Lucy coming in now, actually. Setler might not have enough stamina. Or does he? I am not sure what's happening. Ryan says, it's a romance night for me. Dinner's on me, guys. So Stowers out the game now. It'll be Setler in for Stowers. It must be then. As Setler takes the mound, Ninja stays in the game. So Ninja moves to behind the backstop. He's catching now. Lucy will move to third base. as Jojo swings and drives that one foul down the left field line. I think a fan caught it out there in the stands. Wow, how about that? The 0-1. Swing and a foul. In foul territory, Lucy giving chase. Will not get there. It's over her head. So no balls and 2 strikes here on Jojo. Where the birds from last night, no clue. As Jojo pops it up in the infield. Setler under there. He's there to make the catch. 1 down here in the inning. Someone says one eerie flat looks nice. I agree. W fan, yes. Yeah, he did. He caught it bare hand. It looks like in left field. The guy with the black suit and the yellow pants. So Deshino, the player manager, playing a bunch of positions tonight. Second base and now catching. Had a solo home run that was back in the 4th inning. First pitch on the way, taking a strike, 0-1. It was this fan out here who caught the ball with his bare hand. Ryan says they must have went to the Ravens game. Strike 2 called. Now 0-2 here on Nishino. Because they want to support them birds. Yeah, that's true. Someone says amazing fit. Yep, then I agree. I love the yellow pants. He rocks them great. Now the stretch, and here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way to Nishino. Up high, ball 1. A good notion to hold, and he did. So the count 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Nishino. The second baseman now playing catcher. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball, hit into center field. A Yankee tabbed out, but now he's there to make the catch. 2 down here in the inning. So 2 away, and that'll bring up the center fielder Newvery 2 for 3 tonight with a double and a single. So final line score for Ninja tonight: 6 innings, giving up 12 hits, 8 runs, only 7 of them earned because of an error from Leonidas. Walked none, struck out 2. Strike 1 called. Ryan says, is he playing banana ball out there in the stands? Yeah, if he was, then Jojo would have been out. Now the stretch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way to Newvery. Outside, ball 1. So the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Shout out to IPU Atlanta Rebels. I love my team. Glad to hear that you love your team. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a line drive in to left field. A base hit. So a 1-out single here for Newvery. So his second single tonight, 3rd base hit. That will bring up Malone. Struck out his last time. Struck out looking, in fact. 1 of 2 strikeouts for Ninja. So with 2 down, Newvery, who represents the go-ahead run, down at first base. Setler. Trying to get out the inning run here. First pitch on the way to Malone, taking a strike, 0-1. Ryan says the Rebels have a nice stadium. Yes, they do. It is beautiful, beautiful. I love the batter's eye, the center field, the chop house in right. It's amazing. Ryan says hopefully we can get a nice post-game interview. Yeah, if the Ravens win, I think we will have a great interview. If they lose, the 0-1 pitch taken, strike 2. So now no balls and 2 strikes quickly. Here in Malone. Setler trying to work out of trouble right here as Malone calls time. Yeah, I'm not sure. Either statue or lag. Now the stretch, the 0-2 pitch on the way. Down low, ball 1. Oh, that was a statue right there. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Malone. But yeah, everyone who designs parks, I mean, in this game, they work so hard to do it. This team is new. They'll call it Orbit. They're just new. This one is created by actually my IPU manager, Dami. I don't know where the stuff is, but there was a sign that says created by Dami and other stuff. You can see Orbital, starting pitcher, 1-2 pitch inside. The count evens out to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Newvery at first base with 2 away. You can see Orbital's name up there in that left building in left field behind the scoreboard out there in left behind the orbit. It says Orbital Season Inc. Incorporated. Orbital playing first base after he pitched tonight. And that's his building up there, folks. And now Setler looks in, gets the sign, the stretch, and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul out of play. So we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Malone. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on and 2 away. Setler trying to get out of the jam right here. The stretch, the 2-2 pitch. Check swing, it is up high, ball 3. So full count now on Malone. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Newvery at first base with 2 away. One of my friends created the replica of the Chicago Cubs Wrigley Field. Oh, wow. Now the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a line drive hit into center field. Yankee at the track is there to make the catch and retire the side. Well, things got a little dicey at the end, but a 0 hung on the board. We head to the top of the 8th, still tied at 8. So leading things off will be the left fielder Elitski, 1 for 3 tonight. Mashed a home run way back when as he fouls that one down the first base line. It's 0-1. So top of the 8, all tied at 8, thanks to some late heroic antics from Capital and Leo. Now the stretch, the 0-1 pitch, taken up high, ball 1. So the count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike here to the leadoff man Elitski. 6, 7, 8 coming up for the Ravens. Drum dominated his 2/3 of the inning he pitched, looking to dominate more. Now the stretch, the 1-1 pitch, taken down low for ball 2. So the count 2-1 here on Elitski. Yes, Ryan says good read. But Berserk, yeah, that is cool. I mean, it takes skill. I know people say, oh, this is Roblox, this is whatnot. But, you know, it takes a lot of creative talent and skill to build good parks. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way, taking a strike. That was pitcher's paint on the inside edge. It was a sinker in the zone. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes here in Elitski. It'll be Lucy and then Anoma coming up. Now the stretch and the 2-2 pitch up high, ball 3. So full count here. Elitski just trying to work the count, just trying to make things difficult for Drum. Now Drum disengages from the mound. Didn't like what he got called there. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man Elitski. Drum. Waiting on the sign from Nishino. Still waiting on the sign from Nishino. Now gets the sign, the stretch, the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive right to the second baseman C4, who makes the throw to first in time for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Lucy. 4-3. Put out on your scorecard if you're keeping score along with this at home. First pitch on the way to Lucy. Here she comes. Strike 1 called. Lucy has not hit a home run this season, but has about 5,000 bat flip wall base hits. She has been robbed so many times of a home run. Berserk says, I appreciate everybody that makes teams and stadiums. Looking forward to new ones. Yes, we are. As the 0-1 pitch on the way. Foul down the third base line. So the count 0-2 here on Lucy. So no balls and 2 strikes here on Lucy. Trying to do some damage or get on base any way she can. The stretch, the 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside ball 1. Good take by Lucy. That's a 1-2 pitch is swung and grounded in weakly in the infield. This is going to be a tough play. Up with the ball, the shortstop, not in time. An infield base hit from Lucy. Great hustle there by the catcher, and here comes Anoma 2 for 3 tonight, a 2-homer game. Hey, I'm not trying to jinx it, but look, is a 3-homer game in the books? Who knows? Anoma takes strike 1. It's 0-1. Ryan says, are we all tired or is it just me? Oh no, Ryan, I feel it too. The 0-1 pitch taken, a strike 2. So now no balls and 2 strikes here to the home run hitter, Anoma. Do we see 3 tonight? But more importantly, you don't want to be the hero. You just want to be the hitter. Now the stretch, the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a pop-up into shallow right center field. Everyone going out as it gets down in the Bermuda Triangle. A base hit. Lucy gets down to second base. Anoma in at first. It's a 3-hit night for Anoma. And up comes the pitcher Setler. Batting .556 on the season. Can he come up clutch right here? The go-ahead run in scoring position. Represented by Lucy there at second. Anoma at first. 1 out here in the inning. To the 9-hole Setler in for Stowers. That will end Stowers' night. 1 for 3 tonight with a single and 2 strikeouts. Setler statues for strike 1. Now, the stretch and the 0-1 pitch on the way to Setler. Oh, swing and a miss. About 5 centuries early on that one. Looks like some lag assisted him on there. Ryan said, I knew it was going to be a Bermuda Triangle call when I saw it. Yeah, I mean, they just had a bad read on that one. Now the stretch. The 0-2 pitch on the way to Setler. Swinging a ground ball right to 4-1-2. This could be 2. Flips to second for 1. The relay to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play to get out of the jam. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. A 4-6-3 double play. So a scoring opportunity there squandered by the Ravens. Let's see if they can, maybe take advantage of stuff like that next time coming up in the top of the 9th. So 4-6-3 double play as Drum flies that one to center weakly, but right there is Yankee to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. I wonder if we're going to see a walk-off home run. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's possible. Close game, though. First out recorded by Setler here in the bottom of the 8th. So up steps Lance, the shortstop tonight. Identical to Drum. You can only tell if you just zoom into their name really closely. That's the only way I have been able to tell. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning, all tied at 8. Ravens had runners on first and second with 1 out, and then Setler hit into a double play now. First pitch on the way to Lance taken for a strike and 0-1. Ryan says close game. I agree. Now let's set the 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. So now no balls and 2 strikes here on Lance. Thank you, Berserk, for liking the live. Thank you, Bless, for liking the live. Now the 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside ball 1. Tried to bait Lance to swing. He did not swing at that. How many guilties are there? There's a lot. I mean, it's kind of like a clan name, I think. Kind of like Jude. Now the stretch. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way to Lance. Swing and a miss! Hook up high, and he got him swinging. 2 down here in the inning. Ryan says, the sleeping mood is hitting me. I need this game not to go to extras. Yep, hopefully the Ravens can take the lead in the 9th and close it out in the 9th. As Rin steps up, 2 for 4 tonight. A triple scored, and then scored on the 1-3 sacrifice bunt, and then a double in the 6th inning to lead things off. Stretch and the first pitch on the way to ring. Swinging a fly ball hit into right field. Notre Dame on his horse is there in the gap to make the catch and retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning from Setler as we head to the top of the ninth. Ravens trying to grab the lead here. So 1-2-3 coming up for the Ravens. Can their 1-2-3 capitalize right here? Yep, Ryan said a can of corn. That was a can of corn indeed. First pitch on the way to Yankee, taken outside, ball one, sweeper that missed the outside edge. 1-0 here on Yankee. 1-2-3 coming up for the Ravens, Yankee, Ninja, Capital. Then it would be Leo, Notre Dame, and Alitsky. We're here in the top of the ninth, tied at 8 apiece. The stretch, the 1-0 pitch on the way, taking a strike. The count evens out to 1 ball and 1 strike. Yankee had a single in the 5th inning, scored on a 3-run home run from Leonidas. Hi AL35, how you doing tonight? Hope you're having a great night. Now here comes the set and the 1-1 pitch on the way to Yankee. Swung on and belted! Absolutely obliterated! Fly, fly, fly away! Yankee sends one into orbit, and for the first time since the 2nd inning, the Ravens take a 9-8 lead. Holy smokes, how about that? The lights are going off. The fireworks are flying. It's a 9-8 Ravens lead here in Ocala. How about that? Yankee automatically scored. Home run number 5 hit by the boys in the purple tonight. And here comes starting pitcher Ninja. Now playing at the backstop as catcher. And I believe that was Jojo who gave up that run. First pitch on the way to the Ninja. Here she comes. Taken outside for ball 1. So 1-0 here on Ninja. One and 0 here on Ninja. 1 run comes on 1 hit. Yep, Ryan, that's what we want indeed. Now the stretch. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Ninja. Taken inside, or taken for a strike. So the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Equalizes out on Ninja. There was one time, I believe this is against Philadelphia, where the Ravens had back-to-back home runs. It was Yankee who led things off with the home run, and then it was Ninja. Now the stretch and the 1-1 pitch on the way to Ninja. Taken for strike number 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Ninja. The starting pitcher now the backstop. Then it will be Leo, Capital, then Leo. Bud Zero saying lock in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch on the way to Ninja. Swing and a miss. Put him away with an off-speed pitch. 1 down here in the inning. That'll bring up first baseman Capital. Had the game... had a home run way back in the 7th inning, which made it. That was the game-tying home run, making it 8-8. Everybody. As he takes strike 1, it's 0-1. And now the set. Thank you, Bud, for liking the live. The stretch and the 0-1 pitch on the way to Capital. In there for another strike. So now no balls and 2 strikes here on Capital. Thank you, Bless, for liking the live. Now the set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way to Capital. Check swing and his outside ball 1. A good check swing by Capital. So 1 ball and 2 strikes It'll be Leo, then Notre Dame to follow. Here comes the set, and the 1-2 pitch on the way to Capital. Swing and a miss. Put him away with a slow curve inside. 2 down here in the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts after giving up a home run. That'll ring up player manager Leonidas. Grounded out last time, but hey, he had a 3-run blast tonight as well. As Leo fouls that one down the right field line. Oh, a monster blast. It just goes foul. That had the distance. It did not stay fair. If he can hit one fair, it's a 10-8 Ravens lead. Now, here comes the stretch. The 0-1 pitch on the way to Leonidas. Swinging another foul down the left field line. Oh, that one is gone, but it is just foul. So now no balls and 2 strikes here on Leo. Can he keep one fair this time? Jojo looks in. The stretch. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Put him away with the curve outside, and that will retire the side. So 1 run comes on 1 hit thanks to a solo blast from Go Yankee. We head to the bottom of the 9th, last try for the orbit. Come on, fan, catch that. Hey, he already caught 1 tonight, Berserk. What are the odds of catching 1 ball? So 2, 3, 4 coming up for the orbit. It will be Orbital followed by the second baseman 4-1-2 followed by the pitcher Jojo. No hits here. Lock it down. Strike 1 called. 0-1 here on Orbital. Stretch the 0-1 pitch, taken strike 2. So now no balls and 2 strikes here on Orbital. Setler gets the sign, the stretch, the 0-2 pitch on the way, inside ball 1. A good notion by Orbital not to swing. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Orbital. 0 for 3 tonight, but did have a sacrifice bunt. Sacrifice RBI bunt. Drinking from a 12-gallon jug? Yes. How did you know? Yeah, guys, this calling like 20 home runs in a game hurts your voice. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul down the third base line. Oh man, that was a second decker. So the count will stay 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the leadoff man, Orbital. The stretch, the 1-2 pitch on the way in the dirt, ball 2. So Orbital down 0-2 has evened this count out in 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now Setler gets the sign from Ninja. The stretch, the 2-2 pitch, swinging a line drive, hit into center field, falling fast, it's down, a base hit. The tying run is aboard. So the throw comes in quickly, but Orbital now standing at first base represents the tying run. Here comes the catcher, 4-1-2, 0 for 4 tonight. Maybe looking to turn a double play right here. First pitch on the way, taking a strike, 0-1. Watch the steal. You can't steal in this game. Oh, pitch swung and fouled down the left field line. Oh, man. Absolutely rocketed. That was a triple-decker, but it just goes foul. So no balls and 2 strikes here on 4-1-2. Setler looking for the K or double play right here. Any way you can get it, you want it. Now, Setler looks in, gets the sign, the set. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing, check swing, it's outside ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here on 4-1-2. Orbital down at first. Fielders in double play depth. The Ravens haven't turned a double play in a while. Now, here comes the set, and the 1-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 called! Ring him up on the outside edge. A pitcher's pitch on the outside edge. That was absolute paint. Good frame there by Ninja. So 1 down here in the inning. Strikeout number 2 on the night for Setler. 4 total for the pitching staff tonight. So now a ground ball double play ends the inning. Ends the game. So the first pitch on the way to Jojo, swinging a fly ball, hit out to deep center field. This one is going and ball game over. The Ocala Orbit walk off the Ravens here in the bottom of the 9th. A walk-off 2-run home run. And your final score here in Ocala, it's the Orbit 10. It's the Ravens 9. Oh, so close. A big swing from Jojo as he just takes Setler out. And there you have it, folks. A ball game over. The Ravens slide on the 3-game losing streak. The Orbit, hotter than ever, win this one 10-9. And walk-off fashion, a walk-off blast here for the Orbit. Oh man, a heartbreaker here for the Ravens. We'll get you. Let's see if we can get a post-game interview. I don't know if we will have one, just because of everyone's leaving. So no post-game interview. We'll keep it here with me tonight. Well, yes, it was a valiant effort by the Ravens. They battled all the way back, down 8-3 at one point, but it wasn't enough. Jojo, the relief pitcher, giving up that solo home run in the top of the 9th, redeems himself in the bottom of the 9th with the walk-off 2-run home run. So your final score here tonight from Ocala, it is the Chicago Ravens 9, the Ocala Orbit 10. Well, let's talk about some of the scoring. The Ravens struck first. They had a 3-run blast in the second inning. Anoma with the 3-run blast to get the party started. That scored Alitsky, that scored Lucy, and himself. And then in the bottom of the second, 3 runs came in for the Orbit. With the bases loaded, Drum hit a 2 RBI ground rule double that scored Nishino and Nuvri. And then Lance hit a ground ball in the infield, putting Malone down in the rundown. He was out. And then Leo threw the ball away down the third base line, which scored. Drum is guilty. So Lance did get the RBI E5 charge to Leonidas. Then in the bottom of the 4th, the Orbit really broke it open. They started off with the solo blast from Nishino on the first pitch you saw from Ninja. And then it was Lance who had the 3-run home run to make it, I believe it was 7-3 Ocala. And then Rin would hit a triple down into the alley, making a runner on third with 1 out, which Orbital laid down the sacrifice 1-3 bunt, drove in Rin, so that scored 5 runs. And then it was like that for a while, but not before the Ravens in the top of the 5th would respond with the 3-run blast from Leonidas, which scored Yankees, Capital, and Leo himself. Of course, then in the top of the 6th, Anoma would hit his second home run of the night, making it a 7-8 ball game. Then in the top of the 7th, Capital tied this game up at 8 apiece with a second decker to right center field. And then in the top of the 9th, Go Yankee with the go-ahead home run, but it would ultimately not be enough. A leadoff single from Orbital, followed by a 2-run home run to dead-away center, courtesy of Jojo. He bounced it off the batter's eye and ultimately he won this game for the Orbit. That's on the TikTok. I am so sorry. I did not see your message. I was on Do Not Disturb. I'm really sorry. I'll talk to you after. But yeah, it's a heartbreaker for sure. Miguel says that's on the TikTok after Ryan said he was feeling that walk-off home run. Yeah, just a heartbreaker all around. Coming into the game with the 9 coming into the bottom of the ninth with the 9-8 lead, only to blow it thanks to a 2-run heroic walk-off blast from the orbit. So, yep, that will wrap it up from here. Let's look at the pitching. How will this walk-off impact Bronny's career? Well, first off, I think Bronny might have to retire after seeing this one. Man, this was heartbreaking. Bless as they fought till the end. Yeah, they did. After seeing what happened in in Nippon against them, they got down early, and it looked like that was happening tonight. They got down early, but what they didn't do from the other series is they stopped letting them score runs early, and they started scoring their own runs, which was what they did tonight. Unfortunately, it was not enough. Jojo with the walk-off home run to deep center field, as that was the ball game. Yankee turned and watched it fly. So, let's talk about the starters. Well, for the Chicago Ravens, it was Ninja who went 6 innings, giving up 12 hits, 8 runs, only 7 earned, thanks to an error from Leonidas after he air melted down the third base line. No walks and 2 strikeouts. And the losing pitcher tonight, Setler, going 2 1/3, giving up 2 hits, 2 runs, all earned, no strikes, and walking none, and striking out 2. For the Orbit, it was Orbital, the starter, who went 6 1/3, giving up 11 hits, 8 runs, all earned, striking out 9. He gets the no decision. Drum going 1 2/3, giving up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. He gets the win. Jojo going 1 inning. He did give up the solo blast in the top of the ninth, but ultimately would get it back thanks to the 2-run blast that he hit in the bottom of the ninth. How will this impact the Ravens' morale going into next game? Oh, well, obviously the morale was not good coming into tonight. They really needed to take this one. And it looked like for a moment that they were. It looked like they were up 9-8 with 1 out in the bottom of the ninth, and this walk-off home run by Jojo sealed the deal. But morale was down in the dumps, man. After that second loss in Nippon Wednesday night, they were really feeling it tonight. And when they got up to that hot start in the top of the second, things started to unravel from there. But look, I will say this. They're playing more together than they have been in Nippon. Tonight was a nice sight to see. They were actually communicating with each other. Besides a couple errors that shouldn't have happened, they played a lot cleaner than they did against Nippon. They were hitting well. They weren't trying to be the hero. They let the home runs come to them, and man, they hit 5 home runs. Unfortunately, they relied on the home run ball too much. 5 home runs, that's all they had to show for scoring runs tonight. But ultimately, it came down to the walk-off blast from Jojo in the bottom of the ninth inning, which would seal the deal for the Ocala Orbit. Well, if I'm looking now at league standings, oh boy, it's another heartbreaker here for the Ravens. A walk-off home run by Jojo. I think the Breeze are up. I need to fact check myself. So yeah, if the Breeze win tonight, then the Ravens are officially in second place with a record of 12-3. They have dropped their last 3 games. Breeze up 4-3 entering the bottom of the 6th inning. That's a good game to watch. You should go watch that. Over in League Server 4, it's the Surge taking on the Firebirds. Firebirds lead 7-1 against Philadelphia. And finally, in League Server 5, the Bombers and the Ospreys. Bombers lead that 6-1. So, yeah, just another heartbreaker here in Ocala. Unfortunately, a 2-run walk-off homer from Jojo would seal the deal. But I do think, Bentley, that, these guys need to bounce back. They just need to say, okay, look, we were close. We were close last time. Last night, they were 2 outs away from winning. They were 6 strikes away from sealing the deal. Unfortunately, they couldn't. Who was that on? That was on everybody. That was on the fielding. That was on the pitching. That was on the hitting. They couldn't get things done, and unfortunately, that's what made them lose. But looking ahead to tomorrow, they face the Orbit once more. That will be a 8 p.m. start, I believe. No, a 9 p.m. start here in Chicago at Wright Field. For pregame show will be at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Berserk says, "Yeah, my friend, help me make the Chicago Race Stadium." But yeah, look, it's still too early in the season to count anyone out of the playoffs. It's too early in the season to count anyone in the playoffs. Right now, every team needs to focus, but more especially these Ravens. They need to think about it. Look, they might have dropped one, they might have won. No matter what the result was, they need to treat each game like it's 0-0 coming into every game. They just want to be 1-0 every day. 1-0. That's what you want. You don't want it to be, oh, we have this win streak. Oh, we have this losing streak. Because that's when you let that stuff get into your head, it affects how you perform, and it really affects it in a very negative way. So just thinking about, okay, look, I'm going to be 1% better today than I was yesterday. I just want to forget everything that happened in last night's game and just focus on what's ahead. And right now, it's winning this next game. So, the Ravens. Q Lover says, Ravens downfall is my parlay. Well, I guess, bro. I mean, they only lost 3 in the season versus New York, who has only won 3 games on the season. So, yeah, I think that will wrap it up here for this post-game segment. If anyone has any questions, put them in the chat now before I end the stream. Bentley says, Logan getting back shots. Yeah, okay. Thank you, man. Yeah, that will about wrap things up here in Ocala. It's a 10-9 walk-off victory here for the Ocala Orbit against the Chicago Ravens, thanks to a 2-run blast from Jojo. Your final score here in Ocala, it's the Orbit 10, it's the Ravens 9. Morgana's signing off. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.